There we go. Good morning, and thank you, Barry the Music Man, for your super duper chat. Is there anybody there? Hello. Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Not sure. Let's see. Audio. Boom. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Wow. Not sure what's happening. Hang on. What's going on, folks? Not sure at all. Not sure if you can hear me. Don't know what's going on. I'll be right back. Don't know what's up. Testing. Nope. Don't know. Testing 1 2. Da 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 da. Da. Testing. Nope. Sorry, guys. We can hear you. I hear you. I hear you. People are saying I hear you. All right. Well, cool. All right. Let's start again then. Let's get back to it. Let's try from the beginning. Very angry. That's not the right attitude. All right. Let's start over. You guys want to start over? I think we start over. Take two indeed. Thank you, Grimdark. Everybody for sticking around. 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and whatever you're watching. Thanks for checking out 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do it in. And you know what? Thank goodness. Hi, Penny. Hi, Georgia Peach. Hi, Barry the Music Man. Hello, Morgan King, Depot 101, and all the rest of the ships at sea. Let's talk a little bit about the weather. That's right. The winter weather was rough for everybody, and mostly movie theaters. Nobody wanted to go. It was cold outside. It's cold outside every day. That's right, little Groundhog Day. So Monster Storm took its toll on the box office. A weekend to date with only 58 million. Mercy settles with near 23, and everything else just kind of took a nap. And that affected everybody, including Natasha Lyonne, who actually relapsed after nearly 10 years of sobriety. Recovery is a lifelong process, or so she says. Poker Face herself not doing so well, but this news came out a couple days ago, but I just got to it today. What a shame. Sometimes you have to stumble a few times and fall, and then go ahead and, elevate yourself. But what's not being elevated is any truth or any real truth in the court of law. In fact, a lot of things were suppressed and are only recently unsealed when it came to Jamila Jamil calling Blake Lively a unaliving bomber, self-unaliving bomber, whatever you want to call it, in unsealed text. There were a lot of terrible texts that came to light. Blake Lively Baldoni thing isn't going away anytime soon. And, while all of that's happening and the world is exploding, nobody's going to go see any of this. Nobody's going to see anything. Hopefully the industry will get some of this missed demand back, says Cineverse CEO, watching the deep freeze across the United States, especially box offices they're also taking a hit. And look, other people were busy this weekend watching Alex Honnold do his record-breaking climb without a rope. He told Netflix that he would have done it for free. If they weren't going to pay him. So he kind of made out. He did pretty well, and he was successful. Did not fall, and I think he's crazy. I think anybody who does this without ropes is crazy, but that's just me. Memory of a Killer. Patrick Dempsey is leading a Fox hitman drama that gets too silly too quickly, and I think a lot of people are maybe gonna skip it. For the first 3 minutes, kind of held together in comparison to the book, according to the review. But it did premiere Sunday, the 25th, after the NFL playoffs, set at 9 p.m. Eastern for this Monday. So you can definitely check this out. Let me know what you think about it. I'm not going to bother to watch. I don't watch network TV. Universal and Illumination did drop the Mario trailer. I made a video about it. I was thoroughly unimpressed and felt like it was a very empty world indeed. I also found that there's a lot of people getting arrested right now for doing dumb things. A racially motivated incident at a CAA party. Victim was a Florida congressman. That tells you an awful lot, doesn't it? We've got Meghan Markle explaining why she and Harry backed Sundance documentary Cookie Queens. Well, it's because they can't get press unless they're in the press and they buy the media they want to be in. How do I know that? Well, this X post gives us some information that maybe they were a little upset because they got canceled over at Netflix. With Love has no with audience, and which means they have no longer with show. It was the 1,224th most watched program on Netflix, which is terrible, and nobody wants to see it. Speaking of nobody wants to see, there were 11,400 flights canceled Sunday because of the massive winter storm. Many airports just didn't even bother. A lot of people went home early from work, including TSA. But there are a lot of people supposedly using AI at work. At least that's what they're trying to tell us through this Gallup poll, but that's a lie. I mean, obviously, a lot of people work from home, and if they're using AI at work, then they might be working from home, and the AI might be doing their work. I'm going to tell you, AI is about to have a bubble burst, and that little guy over at OpenAI is going to kind of lead the charge into the courtroom, because trust me, bro, AI is not working out well for us. Minnesota CEOs issued joint letter urging de-escalation in Minnesota. Yeah, that'd be great and all, but first you got to put the bad guys away, and it seems like you are teaming with bad guys in Minnesota. Trump threatens Canada with a 100% tariff because of its China deal. I have a feeling this is going to go badly for my Canadian friends, and I'm sorry. Trump's housing finance chief okays more mortgage spending and adds risk for government-backed lenders. They're talking about Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and I'm talking about the fact that, well, we need somebody to buy houses that isn't Blackstone, BlackRock, Vanguard, or anybody else that is just buying REITs to, put you on a subscription model called rent. We've got Macron pushing a fast-track ban on social media for kids under 15, trying to mimic Australia. This is not going to work out the way they want it to. And France detained a captain of a suspected Russian Shadow Fleet tanker seized in the Mediterranean. You're going to see more and more of this happen, as oil is what makes the world go round. And finally, unbelievably stupid tourists at Yellowstone National Park spark online outrage. These people have no respect. You can't feed the bears, folks, despite the fact the Forestry Service did that back in the 50s and 60s. Bet you don't remember that. Anyway, the two dangerous tourists decided to hang out by a grizzly, not realizing that basically they were inviting the bear to eat their face off. That happens. I know, it's hard to believe, but it does. Anyway, for the 120 some of you out there, remember, share the stream, share the dream. Say hi and a happy Monday to everybody out there. And we are in bonus time. Now, look, I'm not going to leave you hanging. This Baldoni thing has been bothering me for a long, long time. I, first of all, not been a fan of Blake Lively, not been a fan of the situation that went along with this movie. And I think everybody here knows, I think you all know, that this lady tried to steal this man's film. That's all this was about, stealing Justin Baldoni's film. She's kind of scummy, okay? I know that's hard to hear. Some of you might like Blake, but it also revealed the character of other people that were involved in this situation, which included Taylor Swift. And you know what? It's got me thinking poorly about Taylor Swift and probably many others. There are probably a few Swifties out there that are going, hang on a moment. So she's really just the queen of mean? Well, yeah. There's a lot of people named in this court case, and it's not going to get better. In fact, let's take a look real quickly at what People magazine said over the weekend. As you see here, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni had their unsealed court docs naming several surprising A-listers, including Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. You can read the explosive messages and maybe have a conversation around it. It ends with us. Blake Lively reached out to several Hollywood stars during post-production and described making the movie as an experience that nearly killed her, based on the fact that she actually admits to trying to take over every movie set that she's on, as she's part of a movie. Doesn't sound like anybody's going to want to work with her anymore. Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's legal saga began last year, December of 2024, when the actress sued her co-star of, not great types of harassment and retaliation. The text messages don't line up very well with that. Now, ahead of the May trial date in 2026, several of Lively's texts have been publicly shared and unsealed in court filings. The explosive messages have some of Hollywood's biggest stars, including Damon and Ben Affleck, and also her famous husband. That's right, Blake's married to Ryan Reynolds. And remember, they're a pack of dragons, and they're coming for you, Baldoni, so watch out. I know this sounds really crazy, but it's going to dominate Hollywood headlines for a long time. I don't think Crazy White Boy is very excited about this, but hey, you know, I like to talk about the tea. I think there's a lot of tea here. Seen Damon lost some money getting a project canceled for his woke crap. Yeah. And you know what? Both Matt Damon, and what's his name? Ben Affleck appeared on Joe Rogan's show trying to appear more moderate. And according to a message and a supporter right here from Mark Nichols, great to see you, my friend, for a $20 support. I really appreciate that. That's incredibly generous, my friend. Saying, the text messages I'm seeing from Ryan Reynolds make me so disappointed in his behavior. Yeah. Yeah. And look, this isn't the first time. And I know I said this like going back months ago when I was first covering this. This isn't the first time that Blake and Ryan have like schemed to acquire control of an IP or a movie franchise or whatever. It's not the first time. And it really is kind of stinky. You know, Ryan can ride his own ticket anywhere he wants to, whether it be with Netflix for films like Six Underground, which I thought was pretty good. He faked his own death as a billionaire in order to go and seek revenge against people, which I thought was a fun storyline to play with. That is a good Netflix film. There are very few of them. That's one of them. But I think Uncut Gems, brilliant film. Adam Sandler, serious role, not a comedy. Very good film. I think The Cobbler is a very good film. Another Adam Sandler. I think Chef, which was on Netflix, that was an amazing movie, and it reminded me why we all liked Jon Favreau as a filmmaker. He's also a brilliant actor when he has to be. So there are good Netflix films out there, but they're few and far between. There are good Netflix series out there, but they are few and far between, and they usually don't last. You get about 3 seasons and then they start to suck or get canceled. Anyway, the in December of 2024, the high-profile legal saga began when Lively sued Baldoni, who directed and starred in the film with her, for intimate assault, let's say, and retaliation. First of all, not intimate assault, intimate harassment. I'm going to tell you this. There's no evidence of that. By the way, this is a guy who's so pro-male feminism that like he seemed to have filmed everything about this production, even the moments that weren't, going to be in the film. He had somebody filming the whole time. It seems like there was video evidence that was presented in this particular case going, there's nothing here. He's not hitting on her. She's not showing any discomfort. Her body language doesn't read in that particular way. And it was after the production was finished when a lot of this crazy happened. So there was a $400 million countersuit filed by Baldoni that got dismissed, probably because of Friends, which I think is not the right way to go about getting things done, but it's the way Hollywood goes about getting things done. They want to cover things up. They don't want to get to the bottom of anything. Speaking of the bottom of things, I just want to say thank you to Tony Piacente, one of the best names on the internet. 5 Culture Casino memberships. There are 5 more green names out there, courtesy of Tony. By the way, if you can't afford a cup of coffee every day, that's essentially what a membership here costs, and it's worth it because you get videos early. Like, for example, you got this morning's video last night. So you got a chance to get my thoughts on the trailer around Mario Galaxy and then give me your thoughts, which is kind of the whole point, right? That's why I like YouTube. I get to interact with you all and say thank you for things like this. So thank you, Tony. And thank you to our friend That Law in the house. That's right. Hail, Quiet Casino. Unmuted now. Thank you for that. And I don't know what's going on with the audio. Right now it says I don't have any audio connection. So the fact that you're all still here means I got something. So thank you for that. And once again, thank you to Mark Nichols for your beautiful generosity, my friend. Regardless, though the trial is scheduled to begin in May of 2026, several revelations have been shared in the months leading up to it. In November of 2025, unsealed court filings originally submitted in July showed Lively stating more than 100 names of potential witnesses, including, and this is bad, guys, Emily Blunt, Gigi Hadid, and Hugh Jackman. Yes, the huge ass man is going to be out there. That's not good. That's not good. It's not good for him. Not good for Marvel. Not good for X-Men. Not good in general. Especially not good for Disney. Ahead of the January 22 hearing that focused on Baldoni's summary judgment, a batch of alleged emails and text messages were submitted to the court and unsealed, revealing several explosive messages that Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds sent to some of Hollywood's biggest stars, trying to collude with or collaborate on a defense, let's say, amongst other things. Tay-Tay. So Swifties, look, we've known she's a mean girl. She's the leader of the mean girls. She's a dragon for people, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, unlike the last Dragon Queen, whom we appreciate, I don't appreciate this from my pop stars. Maybe you guys do. But in the text messages that were sealed, Swift asked Swift to endorse version of It Ends With Us script that she was proposing, even without having read it. Yeah. Tay-Tay. Tell Baldoni that her version's more better. It's a weird way to try to get a writing credit. Swift allegedly replied, "I'll do anything for you." Of course. Lively's attorney said the released texts are missing necessary context in refiled exhibits filed on January 20, pointing to Lively's testimony in which she, the actress, said she sent Taylor the script on her way to my apartment because Justin was still there, and I asked her to read them. I told her she didn't have to. I didn't want her to feel pressured to do that, but I hoped that she would. Yeah. The singer had allegedly been on her way to visit her friend when Baldoni was present in Lively's home. Afterward, Lively wrote to Swift that she was so epically heroic today and that she recapped every moment to Reynolds. Well, I'm sure they have security systems, recording devices in their home. That's all the rage these days with these Hollywood types. So I imagine there's not just video, but also audio recordings. I mean, doesn't everybody set things up like Diddy? Am I wrong? Am I expecting too much? You think I'm wrong? Anyway. Celebrate. I'm checking to make sure to see if any of you are celebrating anniversaries today. We can celebrate your membership birthday. And some of you have. Let's see. Celebrating 35 months is Ham the Third in the house. Good to see you. Saying 35 months of membership. Someone get that man a mic. Yeah, I wish. We also have our friend Mark Nichols, 18 months of membership. I can hear you. Thank you. I can hear clearly now. The mic is arrived, I guess. Anyway. Need to settle this with a real life celebrity death match. I think that would be helpful. And Barry, the Music Man, seen Damon lost some money. Yeah, he did. Thank you all for celebrating your membership birthdays. I appreciate it. So I want to say hello to Ewan Cumia, Juliet, all the lovely moderators that, make me look good and keep away the bad people. Thank you for keeping away the bad people. Canadian Spider-Man, Jill, Ms. Pig Cafe, Corporeal Being. It's good to see you, buddy. Been here regular lately. I hope everything's going well in your life. Low Spec Linux Gaming out there, and many more. I love it. Cat Slave, what's up? I think I said hello to the beautiful Deeple already, and Tobach is in tow. Recording without permission is a low skill. Even chimps could do it. Yeah, I think it. Well, I mean, isn't that what the drop cameras are for? which were the precursors to like the Ring cameras and stuff. And here's the weird thing: you realize your footage, whether you know it or not, if it's connected to the internet that way, can be solicited by the government for purposes of observation. So if crime went down in your neighborhood, that would be the theory. But what if they're just spying on you? I don't know. If you're Jack Smith, that's a useful tool, right? I'm going to get your toll records and your phone records, and I'm going to do all kinds of things that are definitely Fourth Amendment violations. Different conversation. Anyway, so in other unsealed texts, Swift allegedly wrote to Lively about Baldoni. I think this biatch knows something is coming because he's gotten out his tiny violin. That's not a very kind statement. And in early December of 2024, Lively's lawyers did not dispute that the quoted language appears to in the cited source, though they claimed it does not support the defendant's assertion that Lively and Swift privately discussed the forthcoming New York Times article that broke the news of the legal battle that month. Of course, they leaked it. Of course, the PR company leaked it. There's a lot of things behind the scenes here, including this fella, Travis Kelce. By the way, football is, well, over dramatized now. I wonder why that is. We got the different dump of hormones in football. So it is what it is. So disappointed in Ryan. I thought he was a stand-up guy like Keanu and Henry. Well, Keanu's a stand-up guy. Can't believe some of the stuff that he's we've learned about him that's decades old. Of him always being a good guy. Very similar to Henry Cavill, who has always been a good guy. In fact, he was a young boy playing a sport in the background during the shooting of one of Russell Crowe's film. I think you guys know the film. It's called Gladiator. And I guess he had an encounter. Cavill had an encounter with Russell Crowe years later, telling him that, he wanted to be an actor. And so years later, they reconnected. And there's that same kid, only he's now Superman. So pretty cool. But then boyfriend, Travis Kelce, what does that mean? Oh, now her pronounce. Okay, I was going to say, I never heard they broke up. But Lively allegedly wrote to Swift that she would love to know what you think and added, please show Trav too. Would love his opinion also. Okay, so now the script's gone to his hands. At what point are you like passing around like information that shouldn't be out there? Matt Damon and Luciana Damon obviously got looped into this, as did Ben Affleck. In the court filing exhibiting Lively's email, she, I guess, reached out to Luciana Damon in May of 2024, asking them to watch Lively's edit of It Ends With Us, and emphasizing her husband's message that it was zero pressure to ask. The email appears to have described working on the movie and an experience that nearly killed her, while she's accusing Baldoni of being in a cult. Well, I mean, he's a male feminist, so yeah, he's in a cult. Anyway, what else is happening? We're kind of like a cult, but a really nice one. Matt's messages continue, to which Lively allegedly responded, "Where do I sign?" Totally destroyed her soul. Man, some of these things are crazy. Affleck and Lopez, that was brief. How many times can you chase after the same gal down the block, Jenny round the block, and realize that she is tainted, goods and can't sing? Did you realize she can't sing? It's terrible. How did she become known for singing? She can't sing. Anyway, in the unsealed message from May of 2024, viewed by People, Lively also asked Affleck to watch the movie, which she said had been rewritten and restructured. She asked the Argo actor-director to give her feedback, though again noted there was zero pressure. I've just come out the other side, well, almost, of the most upsetting experience I've ever had on a movie, she wrote. The making of this doc would be more interesting than the movie ever could be. It's like if Wild Country Fire Festival and Going Clear had a baby with The Room. Room works also, though. There you go. Good Lord. Cat Slave says, CC, I prefer your streams on Rumble rather than YouTube. Understood. Hey, Tom, thanks for being over there working hard. And thank you, Ruby Who, for gifting a Culture Casino membership. So there you are. And hey, Matt G's in the house. Yeah, our favorite Swiftie fan. So yeah, Keanu. We love Keanu. But anyway, security and posting people picking their nose are not the same thing. One is just low class. Well, that's true. I mean, it is what it is. Everybody picks their nose, I imagine. I think that's probably true. It's where you put the boogers, right? Anna Wintour is in there. Jenny Slate is in there. Why do these two ladies look like doorstops? How weird is that? Brandon Sklenar, that's a Hollywood it boy right now. This is the it boy out there. Anyway, I guess he exchanged several messages with Lively in May of 2024, from casual conversation about their travels to direct comments about their co-star Baldoni. So there's that. Jamila Jamil, like I said this morning in one of the stories that was in the 6 Minute Daily, she called Lively a self-unaliving explosive specialist. Yeah, that's how I'm going to put it. Yeah, so in one text, she said, TikTok video condemning Lively. TikTok video condemning Lively's tone throughout the press tour, interviews for a movie about DV and abuse. Oh, goodness. And here it is. She's a thing at this point. I've never seen such a bizarre villain act before. You weren't paying attention. So there's that. Look at all these amazing people. Has anybody seen Ms. Pick Cafe recently? I'm kind of worried. I haven't seen her for a few days. Did she tell me she was going to be gone, guys? I'm worried. And Ruby Hoove, thank you for the gifty. Very, very much, dear. Let's make sure we highlight it. There it is. And I appreciate it. So God bless us, everyone. Indeed. All right. Let's see. Johnny Depp got included in this somehow. This guy can't get away from this freaky junk. According to the Unseal exhibits, the same day it ends with us premiered in August of 2024, Reynolds allegedly sent a lengthy message to his manager, Warren Zavala, expressing outrage over Baldoni producer Jamie Heath's alleged response to Lively's work environment complaints, and also outlining the narratives framing her as a controlling B word, a biatch, a day at the biatch, I guess. I don't know. Guys, can you imagine Blake being called a beach? Can you? I can. In one message, Zavala suggested that they see if the noise subsides. Uh-oh. And sent a link to an article that illustrated Lively and Baldoni's fighting over the final cut of the movie. Well, it's his film company that owns the film. He directed it. He acted in it. It's his film. I think that's it. And he says, this is all spin. I think we let it burn, Zavala wrote, which Reynolds replied, how'd that work out for Johnny Depp? Trying to confirm or I guess contrast and compare what Johnny suffered at the hands of the crazy lady, Heard, right? Reynolds was seemingly referencing the actor's highly publicized legal dispute with ex-wife Amber Turd. Not well. Cratered both of them ultimately. And that's why he's an egotistical blank weasel with a God complex. I'm going to tell you this. Not very kind way to talk about Johnny Depp, Baldoni, or whoever he was referencing there. I know this. Johnny Depp came out the other side of that, battered, but much better for it. I'm just going to say Bradley Cooper somehow got involved. And you can see these names. I mean, there's more than even the names that are revealed in this People article. But I don't know. Is it really worth it? Dozens of people caught up in this drama, all because Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively tried to steal this guy's movie. You don't hate Hollywood enough, folks. You really don't. Anyway, we got that going on. Like you said, I did a video this morning about how the trailer for the Super Mario Galaxy feels kind of empty and lifeless. I didn't have any of the energy. I got no feels. I got no feeling. Normally, a trailer like that in animation especially gets to me. I love animation. Several other people here do as well. Where did that all go? Where did that all go? Low Spec Linux Gaming gifts a Culture Casino membership, and it actually ends up floating out there. And again, thank you for the gifty. It is much appreciated. I love it that Dr. Jill does that. It reminds me to go gifty. Anyway, the lovely Ruby Hoove also sends a massage celebrating her 21 months of being awesome and generous, simultaneously saying, family fun, the two hooves shovel. I salted. Oh no. Like, subscribe, share. I bet. Tell Hoove he's a man with a strong back. Shoveling the driveway is like the worst thing. What I have to worry about is heading up north. If there's going to be more than a foot of snow, I have to head up north and shovel the decks, because under the weight of several feet of snow, despite how well built those decks are, they could break. They could break off. So you have to get the snow off the decks. And there's a lot of decks up there. So, just one of those things. Oh, goodness. Oh, okay. Miss Pick Cafe says she would be gone for 2 weeks, about a week ago. Thank you, Cat Slave. I thought I remembered something like that, but I appreciate it. Good morning, everybody, says Dustin. Hey, what's up, Dustin? He says, don't forget tomorrow, the digital release of Zootopia 2. That's right. If you didn't see it in theaters, you can see it online. Thank you for that, Justin. Much appreciated. Sol Leibowitz, it has been a minute, my friend. It's so good to see you in the chat. Putin 3 says, did Culture freeze or his screen? I don't know. It was probably the screen. And me too. And then sometimes I just need a reboot. So, I mean, let's just be honest about that. Anyway. Cat Slave says, good morning. All right. In fact, he also says, for a rant, CC, for no particular reason. Well, thank you, my friend. $2, make you holla. That's right. James Dosher's out there writing away a bunch of nothing here in central North Carolina. Well, that's good. That's good. Barry says, snow is halfway point on my tires. Yikes. So you got, let's see, you got a healthy 8 inches or more, depending upon what size car tire you have. Now, if those are big truck, big loaders, big Geolander tires, that's like over a foot, like the tires I have on the big truck. So, by the way, why are tires now for a set of 4 over $2,000? Holy cow. It's like, ouchie. Oh, the amazing Maravita is here. Maravita, you will never know. I did not see Zootopia 2, but I did get a popcorn bucket. Well, there you go. Ham the Third says, been a while since I watched one of these. I am usually working. Well, I'm grateful that you're here. Ham the Third. Jay, what's going on? I'm late. Good morning from the East Tennessee with the small 5-year-old who loves bears. Good. You're in a great place. East Tennessee is good area. Bears show up around the area I'm looking at right now. So yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I go to the candy store and clean them out, or the ice cream shop. That's a regular event in certain parts of Tennessee. So there's that. About a foot. Okay, so you got a big tire. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's wild. Yeah. Yeah. $2,000. Holy moly. It's true. That's true. Go Hawks. We got some Hawks fans in the house. Fat Elvis is out there. I know I can count on Fat Elvis to smash the thumb. I know I can count on you. If you haven't hit the like button, please do so. It really does help. Just replaced mine all around yesterday. Ouch. Yes, that's right, Adam. Ouchie. Yeah, right in the pocket. Pocketbook. Ouchie. My wallet has been getting a lot lighter. I got the first big bill from the hospital. It was a lot of pages for my medical adventure. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sell a kidney or something. I don't know. It's ridiculous. So, it's crazy though. It's crazy. Look at all these great people. Material costs, transportation are all high. Yeah, and the other problem is that I would say they're not making the tires to last anymore. I mean, they literally are like, because you can make tires that last forever. If you see I buy Michelin specifically. But you can see that, they can rate them for 60,000 miles on a big truck like that. And so there's all the trucks I've got have Michelins. Unless you need a low rolling resistance tire for something like a battery powered car or a hybrid or something, which you could still get tires rated for 60,000 miles. So why aren't they lasting that long? Are they really rated for that? Do you have a tread life warranty? You should sign up for one if you have the ability to. This is crazy. My tires are run flat too. Yeah, that adds even more expense. You can get 60 miles out of a run flat tire in a bad situation. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are telling me that Bone Temple is good. Are you going to see it? I tried to. This is the weirdest thing. I got thwarted twice in the same weekend because I was going to do a review with Mr. H, but they did that last Tuesday. I still might see it. I like horror movies. You guys know that, and I've been hearing good reports, but I've also been hearing bad. So we'll see. Some of the people don't like the Jimmy storyline, which I don't understand, but it is what it is. Boone's cat. I'm saying I just can't type. Texas, thank you for the $5 super chat. Says my town is having no ice protest this week, but we didn't get any ice. I don't get it. It's not that kind of ice. Texas, I love it. No, I can understand that. I feel like I kind of feel like the protesters are the instigators. I hate to say it. What are you protesting exactly? You're protesting for you're pro breaking the law. Makes sense then, I guess. We want more people breaking the law. Well, then you've probably voted for Biden. But anyway, yeah, it's very weird. Very, very weird. Soul says, sorry, I've been away. It's all right. Now at MD Anderson. Awesome. Oh, not for that. That's not a good reason for wife's treatment. Yikes. I'm sorry, my friend. I went through that with multiple family members. MD Anderson's a good place for solutions. Thanks to you and all the hair donors. Wife loves the wig. You guys, I've been working with hair donation charities for a long time. I'll be doing it again. Another 7-8 inches of growth, and I will be donating maybe for the last time. We'll see. I haven't had a high and tight haircut in a long time, but if I grow it to the length I plan to grow it to, they're going to be able to get 4, maybe 5 wigs out of my hair this time around. So I know it's a struggle, my friend, but we'll just pray. That's what we'll do every day. Want to get it all done. Terry Rose is in the house. What's going on, Terry? Good to see you. You can't pick and choose what to protest. What? Texas is going out on a limb saying, I bet tens of people will show up. Well, there you go. Yeah. For all of our technology and efforts for the better part of 100 years now, we've been trying to fight against cancer in all of its forms. And I don't feel like we've made enough progress. I really don't. It is what it is. Hoshi says the local no ice protest was barely able to manage a line on the sidewalk along a random Lowe's hardware. Oh no. Oh, friends. It's hard. How do you gin up support for crime? I mean, honestly. I love it. Prayers in the chat. You guys are brilliant. I love you all. Thank you. My local tire chain stores no longer show prices on their website. That's terrifying. You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose. That's a true story. What crime culture? Well, as with every single nation around the world, when people enter your country, they're without permission, without proper paperwork, without a visa, without all the things that you need, or if you even overstay your visa, you have committed a crime. That's a crime. What crime culture? ICE has some very particular enforcement efforts, pretty well defined. So, yeah. And federal law enforcement's pretty strict with what their guidelines are. So, there you go. I mean, you're not going to argue Don Lemon style that it's not a crime to be in the country illegally. He's like, well, it's just a misdemeanor. You mean like shoplifting? It's still a crime, bro. Well, it's not a serious crime. Yeah, it is, especially if you're, getting public benefits, which everybody promised me wasn't happening, right? I've heard that from a lot of people in positions of authority and power. Boy, were they lying. Anyway, it is what it is. I don't have time for that today. So, Randall Orser says, have they dragged out Sir George the Breathless yet in regards to these protests? I don't know. But apparently Don Lemon participated in that church invasion where they were actually literally putting people in fear. That's not a protest. Protests don't put people in fear. First of all, protests don't happen in a church. That's protected. So you're exercising your First Amendment by violating other people's First Amendment. Well, and perhaps even, we could argue about Fourth Amendment and a few other things, but it's a crime. That's not a good one. If referred to the right places, restriction of rights is a big deal. And a lot of cities find that out with the people that actually do the First Amendment testing, the auditors, they call themselves. They found out rather quickly that can be spendy, especially if the cops overreact, put hands on people. We saw a parks official do that on a public on a public right of way, a public property, which is a no-no. Can't do that. Same way you can't do it on court steps and other stuff like that. You can't. You're not supposed to even try or attempt to remove people for trespassing on public land. So very wild stuff. Very wild stuff. Le Mans is a putz. Yes, sir. Indeed. And by the way, everybody say hi to Luke. Luke's going big. Luke's got a book out. Go check out Luke. Anybody seen Mexican Iron Man lately? I got to reach out and call the man. I hope he's doing well. I miss him a lot. So there you go. Ham the Third says, I saw a video about Kroger pulling out their distribution centers from California. They are now sending food from out of state. That makes a lot of sense. The food supply in California is already pretty loused up. By the way, be aware of who has acquired some of the American food companies, and make your choices selectively. I mean, if you look into the actual ownership of Smithfield, that might inform your opinion. So yeah, tis what it is. Well, I think Putin the Third. I think a lot of people, they can be keyboard warriors, but there's, I know it seems weird, but there still is a penalty that's assigned to very bad behavior. It's kind of sad, and people are unprepared for what the ultimate penalties can be. So there's that. Jill is admiring the weather. They're up to 23 degrees Fahrenheit currently. Well, I hope you warm up a bit. I really do. Man, I love you guys. You're so much fun to interact with. Fat Elvis is like a shop, 90% at Costco. Yeah, just be aware of things like meat that can be glued together with the meat paste glues that actually exist for beef and things like that. It's why I'm going to be butchering my own sides of beef, my own quarters, stuff like that. First of all, you get far more for your money when you do your own butchery. The other thing I'm going to do is for a lot of the meats is I actually have a meat a butchery not far from here. There used to be a full size rendering plant actually a couple of 4 or 5 miles from where I am now, which was great. And then it turned into a bunch of rich people houses. So kind of like all the citrus groves that I used to live in. Anyway, it is what it is. Oh, I agree with you. Murder is murder. Not a good thing. Let's not do that. Really, really, really. I don't go through life thinking, hey, can I steal all that money and leave the country and live the high life? Well, you're a good person. You're a good person. And despite the fact that Ricky Gervais and I disagree on whether or not there's a force in our life, there's a deity, there's a God, I believe. And, but I would say my morality is not based strictly upon that. It's, a good understanding of right and wrong. I was brought up in a good household, a good family by good people. Not a lot of people out there can say that these days, and it's kind of sad. All right. I have a suggestion to make for those of you who are here, and I know there are several of you here. Mexican Iron Man just posted in Midnight's Edge a few minutes ago. Good news. All right. Excellent. I'll have to reach out to him. I'm not good. I try to be fair. Oh, fair enough. Speaking of fair, I want to take a look at this, friends, because I want you to support this guy. Ian is my friend. You probably know him as the Geek. He has 2,500 subscribers on YouTube. He's trying to get to 3K. It should be easy on this particular channel. It's YouTube/at Rebecca Gold. Rebecca Gold is a web series that he produced. Should have just been a movie. He's a talented individual creator that even put together his own financing to make these. You should watch this. It's a strong, powerful women series. It's worth your time. He included me in this particular tweet. I retweeted it, of course. Please find this and do that. And, when we're checking out people like Luke, who's in the chat right now, check out Ian's channel as well. Check out YouTube/at Rebecca Gold. He's a friend, and it's pretty awesome. Putin, I understand your sentiment. I'm just going to say, if you were ever going to support somebody, support my friend. It's worth it. It would be easier for him to make more things if he had a bigger channel, because he might get some revenue from the channel, and he deserves it. So there's that. Hoshi says, subscribed. Putin's like, I'll be Putin 4 and 5 in a couple months. Well, I'm just glad you're here, friend. I know you get a little bummed out when you get restricted from other streams, but I'm pretty loose here. And Georgia, or Georgia Peach, I thought that was Georgia Peach. It's Gabby. Thank you, Gabby, for checking this out. I appreciate it. Yeah. Ian's just a good guy. Oh, and I have an army of cats now that like the greenhouse, that are like, oops, let's not watch this trash. Let me get out of here. I'm glad I switched off. She just flipped off the camera. Yeah, I just wanted you to check that out. But anyway. They're still trying to sell some of these situations, but that's all right. Thank you. Hey, there's Georgia Peach. Good, excellent. I figured you're still out there. Who needs loose slots when we have loose Culture Casino? That's true. Thank you, Popcorn Power. No, I like it. I just like it that the moderators are here, while very disciplined, do allow for what I appreciate, which is actual speech, because I think you guys deserve that care and consideration. We have about 15 minutes until the pro show. I'm going to try to get you to the finish line there, and which means I got to get going and get set up for all of that. Do yourself a favor. Check out the pro show today. And be sure to check in with the M4 Empire, which is Marvin Montanero's rebranded channel. It used to be Marvin the Movie Monster. Or I guess it was Tooneytown TV originally. But you're definitely going to want to check it out. He's doing more content over there, and he's doing good content over there. So thank you for that. And somebody sent me something very important. The Thinking Heretic, asking a very important question. Thoughts on red and yellow potatoes? I have Yukon Golds growing right now. I have red potatoes. I grow those as well. I think they're great. And I think if you get them to roasting size, which really are about a little bit bigger than a golf ball, they're spectacular. You can grow them bigger, but I like to harvest them about those sizes. And then I get a faster yield that way. But since I'm working off of seed potatoes, those are also basically seed potato size. So you just keep a couple of those, 6, 8, 12 of those, and you set them aside, dry them out, get them set to replant as seed potatoes. And once they've scabbed over, you just go to work with them and get another batch. It's fantastic. So, but Yukon Golds are really good. But the best for you, I'm still going to tell you every single time I can, purple potatoes, fried green tomatoes. arugula. That's right. Can't wait. I gotta talk to Eric about that. Barry's like AO. Yeah, we gotta get going. So according to Wildman Yavin, who is a little less violent than portrayed on Pro Show. Let's just be honest. Says, I watched The Martian. I now know how to grow potatoes. Well, you don't really need the poo. It's a biohazard. Technically, there's a lot of things wrong with that movie. But yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm doing an experiment right now in the greenhouse because I'm making my own butter. I'm going to show you a video doing that too on the gardening channel. But because I'm making my own butter, I'm going to have lots of extra buttermilk. I'm actually going to use diluted buttermilk for microbe development and to fight off pests. Because believe it or not, diluted buttermilk can help for those problems if you're having them in the garden or whatever. Everybody's going to look at me weird. What are you talking about, crazy man? I'm just saying there are a lot of ways to go about doing things naturally that are more better. Thank you, Wildman Yavin. So, she says, my cat has decided I needed to stay here and be a cat bed. Hey, I've lived that life before. I don't mind it so much. But no, I was trying to say is there's an army of cats now that use the greenhouse to stay warm and sheltered and everything else. So all of my neighbors, visiting cats show up and then they climb up on the roof and everything else. So that's kind of fun. Once I get the patio roof rebuilt, which is the project this spring, I'm going to show you all of that, by the way. I'm going to install the solar that is going to power everything in the garden. Very excited about that. So you guys are going to get a lot of varied videos this year. So The Expanse is probably the most realistic attempt for space shows. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. It's Hollywood, not NASA. True story. Of course I was talking about Crazy Man of Yemen. So CC is going to spray his plants with rancid milk. No, buttermilk. And no, not spray the plants. Foliar feeding I do like. I appreciate it, especially if you've got the right mix for what your nutrients might be if you're going to do that. But normally I try to root feed, so it'll be poured in, but it'll be severely diluted, not rancid. But it's post butter product, hence buttermilk. So it is what it is. Some people drink it. Anyway, as my good friend says in a reminder, cat, I love it. We got Fat Elvis out there saying, stay groovy. Indeed. And yeah. And by the way, catnip is good, especially if you have panthers. Big cats actually react the same way to catnip as our little domesticated friends do. It's very strange. Okay, I'm going to go. Everybody have a great day. Check out WDW Pro. You're automatically going to get sent over there on the YouTube side of the equation. Green Machines, find your own way. Yeah, you can go your own way. You can call it the thunder after the rain. I don't know. Let's go.
There a cock, Everywhere a puck